This video is on Unit 6, Exponential and Logarithmic Functions, Chapter 12, Exponential and Log Functions, Lesson number 2, Properties of Logarithms. In this lesson, we are going to focus on these properties of logarithms. And from lesson number 1, what you should have taken away from that was that logarithms are a different way of writing exponents. So all of the rules of exponents are also going to hold true for logarithms. So this first one is called the product property. And if you have something that says log base b of m times n, it's going to be equal to the log base b of m plus log base b of n. You can relate this property with the rule of exponents, where if we're multiplying exponents, we'll add. If the operation says to multiply, exponents add. So multiply and add go together. Notice inside the parentheses here, there's a product, and that means we're going to add the logs. In this first section, examples 1 through 3, it's asking us to do something called condense into a single logarithm, simplify if possible. So number 1 says log base 2 of 7 plus log base 2 of 4. There's 2 logs here, and we want to make it one single log. So we're going to condense it. The bases are going to stay the same. So it's still going to say log base 2. Now, if your bases on the 2 logs are different, then you cannot do this step. We're going to multiply the 7 times the 4. According to the rule, that's what we do. So it's log base 2 of 7 times 4 is 28. Now, that does not reduce easily. We would have to put that in the calculator, and we'd get a decimal answer, so we're just going to leave it just like that. Number 2 says log base 20 or log of 25 plus log of 4. This is one of those common logs where the understood base is a 10. So we're going to write this as log of 25 times 4. So we have log of 100. Okay. Now we could actually evaluate this mentally. Remember from lesson number 1, since the base is 10 to what power is equal to 100? So this log, if we were to evaluate it, would be equal to 2. On number 3, we have variables here. Again, we have the same base, so it's still going to say log base 4. We're going to take 2x times 4x squared. So it's going to be log base 4. What is 2x times 4x squared? Well, 2 times 4 is 8. And we have to add those exponents, x to the third. Please put parentheses around that 8x cubed. We are taking the log of the 8x cubed. In this next section, it's about expanding. And I'm not too concerned about expanding. I'm going to go through one of these, and then we're going to move on. Number 4 says log of 6. So we want to expand using this product property. So 2 numbers that multiply to give us 6. I'm going to use a 2 and a 3. If I wanted to expand this, it would be log of 2 plus log of 3, because 2 times 3 is 6. Moving on to the next property, which is your quotient property. The quotient property says log base b of m divided by n is log base b of m minus log base b of n. Relate this to the rules of exponents, where if we are dividing, exponents subtract. So divide goes with subtract. Okay? So in number 7, 8, and 9 is asking us again to condense, make it a single log. Number 7 is log base 3 of 24 minus log base 3 of 8. So we're going to keep the log base 3, and we're going to take the 24, and we're going to divide by the 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3. And you can evaluate this. The question here, now that's the answer for this. That's it condensed. We could evaluate, again, think about lesson number 1. 3 to what power is equal to 3? The first power. So that log would actually evaluate to equal 1 mentally. Number 8, log base 2 of 15 minus log base 2 of 15 would be log base 2, 15 divided by 15 is 1. So log base 2 of 1. This is a property I kind of mentioned in lesson number 1. 2 to what power is equal to 1 would be 0. Number 9, log base 4 of x to the 9th minus log base 4 of x squared. Log base 4, take your x to the 9th, because it's a minus, divide by your x squared. Now what we're going to do here is we would subtract those exponents. So this just kind of solidifies that division and subtraction go together. This is going to become log base 4 of x to the 9 minus 2 is 7th power. Again, 10, 11, and 12 is asking you to expand using your quotient property. So you're looking for two numbers that divide to equal a 4, which could be any number of things. There's a lot of different answers here. I would say maybe 8 divided by 2 is 4. Yes, 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So I would expand this into log base 8 of 8 minus log base 8 of 2. Again, I'm not worrying too much about expanding. You do need to be comfortable with condensing. Moving on to the power property. Log base b of m to the nth power is equal to n times log base b of m. You can relate this property to the rule of exponents, where if you've got an exponent that's being raised to another exponent, we multiply. So raising something to a power, raising exponents to another power, means we multiply. And that exponent becomes a product in front of the log. So powers and products. Power and product go together. Number 13 says condense into a single log. Now what you've got here is a 5 times log base 4 of 2. So the number that's in front of the log becomes the exponent on the log. And this would say log base 2 of 2 to the 5th power. So the product that's out front becomes the exponent on what you're taking the log of. 2 to the 5th power is, I can tell you, is 32. So this becomes log base 4 of 32. That does not evaluate pretty. We're just going to leave it like that. Number 14, again, the number in front becomes the exponent. So that becomes log base 2 of x to the 7th. Number 15, that 1/3 that's out front becomes the exponent on the 8. The cube root of 8 is 2. So this reduces to the log of 2. And last on this page, it's all about expanding again. To expand this on number 16, for example, the exponent that you have on the 8 is going to become the product out front. You do need to be comfortable with going back and forth on condensing and expanding on this. This is the one and only one where you need to be comfortable with both. All right, moving on to the next page, putting it all together. So the directions here tell us to rewrite as a single logarithm, simplify if possible. So number 19, we've got a couple of things going on. We've got our product property out front, and we've got our quotient property next. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the 2 and move it to be the exponent on the 6. 6 squared is 36. Log of 36. 6 squared is 36 minus log of 9. So remember, with subtraction, it becomes division. So to condense this, it would be log of 36 divided by 9. 36 divided by 9 is 4. So the answer on that one is log of 4. On number 20, couple of things. Actually, there's 3 things. You've got product property on the first one, product property on the second one, and then we've got our power property on the first one, power property on the second one, and then we've got our product property last. So rewrite moving those exponents, because that 4 is really an exponent. Log base 4 of a to the 4th plus log base 4 of b squared. Now, it says add, addition, and multiplication go together. So we're going to rewrite this as log base 4 of a to the 4th times b squared, or just a to the 4th b squared. Number 21, 7 times log base 4 of u minus 3 times log base 4 of v squared. So with this one, again, the first step is to move that 7, which is your product. We're going to make it a power. Log base 4 of u to the 7th minus. Now, what happens when I move the 3 to be a power? There's already a power there. So what do we do with these powers? We multiply. This is going to be v to the 3 times 2 is 6. With subtraction, we're going to divide. So this is going to become log base 4. The first one that's listed is always the numerator. The second one listed is the denominator. There's nothing we can do with that. Log base 4 of u to the 7th divided by b to the 6th. If you have parentheses around the u to the 7th and b to the 6th, that's fine too. On number 22, we've got a plus and a minus. So left to right, we're going to multiply the 15 and the 4. So because there's an add, you're going to multiply. 15 times 4 is 60 minus log base 2 of 6. And again, I point out every single one of these has a base of 2, and that's why we can condense them together as 1. Now there's a minus. We're going to divide. Log base 2. What is 60 divided by 6? That's a 10. So we get log base 2 of 10. And again, that one does not reduce easily. Number 23, log base 3 of 4 plus log base 3 of y plus 1/2 times log base 3 of 49. So with this one, there is a kind of an order of things that you need to do. I would move my 1/2 first. So you have 49 to the 1/2 power. I need you to think. 49 to the 1/2 power. You will have heard, hopefully you remember me saying at some point that anytime you have an exponent that's a fraction, that's really a radical. So this is the square root of 49, which is equal to 7. So that last term is log base 3 of 7. Now I've got all pluses. With addition, we are going to multiply, and you're just going to multiply the 4 times the y times the 7, which is going to give you what, 28y? So this becomes log base 3 of 28y. You can leave it like that. You can put parentheses around the 28y. Number 24. There's a 1/3 in front of your parentheses. You got 1/3 times log base 5 of 8 plus log base 5 of 27. So if we distribute this 1/3 to both of these logs, technically what's happening is you have 1/3 times log base 5 of 8 plus 1/3 times log base 5 of 27 minus log base 5 of 3. Now that 1/3 that's in front needs to change to the exponent. So ask yourself, what is 8 to the 1/3 power? Well, that means the cube root of 8, which is 2. So this first one becomes log base 5 of 2 plus, same thing's going to happen here. We're going to change that to 27 to the 1/3 power, which is the cube root of 27, which is equal to 3. So the second log becomes log base 5 of 3 minus log base 5 of 3. So the first two are going to multiply, and then we're going to divide. So what is 2 times 3? And then the minus means divide by 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, divided by 3 is 2. So the final answer here is log base 5 of 2. I'm going to do these last two here. Number 25 says 3 times log base 2 of 4 minus log base 2 of 32. Move the 3 to be an exponent. Log base 2 of 4 to the 3rd power minus log base 2 of 32. 4 to the 3rd power is 64. Now, what do we do with the 64 and the 32? Because there's a minus between, we divide. So log base 2, what is 64 divided by 32? It is 2. Log base 2 of 2 can be evaluated very quick and easily. It's equal to 1. Number 26, log base 2 of 2 times log of 6 minus 1/4 times log of 16 plus log of 3. So move your products to be exponents. So this becomes log of 6 squared is 36 minus log. So 16 to the 1/4 power. Think about this. 16 to the 1/4 power is the same thing as the 4th root of 16. If you stick that in the calculator, it should give you 2 plus log of 3. Now left to right, because there's a minus here, you're going to divide. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So I have log of 18 plus log of 3. Now, because there's a plus, we want to multiply 18 times 3. Log of 18 times 3 is 54. And there's your answer on that one. Again, I'm not real concerned about the whole expanding process. We may talk in class a little bit about the expanding process. I am definitely more concerned that you guys can condense. So those are your notes for Unit 6, Chapter 12, Lesson number 2.